Hello everybody, welcome to my trivia channel from here in cloudy Yorktown, Virginia, where the remnants of that hurricane are on the way. And yes, tragically, Duane and Gregg Allman's father was murdered. And he was murdered here in the Hampton Roads area. I'm in Yorktown, Virginia. Across the tunnels, he was murdered in what is now the Norfolk area. And his name was W.T. Allman, or Willis Turner Allman. And he was the second lieutenant, and he was stationed here at the time. And this is just a huge military area. My dad was an Air Force, Vietnam veteran. And he went out. It was the night after Christmas. And by the way, this is a trivia channel. Today's trivia question: what year was he murdered? Was it A, 1947, B, 1949, C, 1951, or D, 1953? And I'll give that answer a little bit later. But it was the day after Christmas, and Duane and Gregg and the mom went down to North Carolina, which is not, you can get there across the border in, I don't know, hour and a half or less with no traffic back then, but the traffic wasn't nearly as bad. But so they were off visiting for Christmas, and so he went out with another military officer to play some pool, and they played shuffleboard a lot. And I guess you'd think of it as being cruise ships, but I guess back then, shuffleboard was played in bars. So they went out and had some beers, and they went to one bar, and then they went to a second bar. They ran into this guy at a bar, a stranger, and they befriended him. And then they went to another bar. I think one of those bars might still be open, I believe, to this day. I'm not positive on that. But so they went to a second place. So they seemed like a pretty good guy, right? Just hanging out and having beers, and they played shuffleboard again. And then the guy asked them for a ride. So they didn't think of anything, and he gave them directions, and they went to a place, and it's where a place called Tidewater Drive is. This area is known as Hampton Roads or Tidewater. The Tidewater, you'll still hear that on the Weather Channel. And they were kind of surprised because it was kind of like a open field. And anyway, the guy pulled a pistol on them and wanted their wallets. And like, oh, you can't believe this. So then he made them lie down on the ground, and the father reached for the pistol, and he probably shouldn't have done that, but he's a military guy, and those guys are, they like to take care of business, and he'd been drinking. He probably figured he could get it, and the guy I don't know if the guy shot him or the pistol went off, but it got him in the chest and he died. So I mean, it's just a horrible story. I mean, it really is. And you think you meet a person at a bar, and by the way, the answer to that trivia question was B, 1949. So yeah, about 71 years ago. Wow. So, and by the way, yes, Duane was 3 at the time. Gregg was 2. Duane is actually the older brother. I think a lot of people think it's the other way around. Gregg was older, but no, because Duane died so young. But Duane was actually a year older. So they were only 3 and 2 at the time. So, obviously a horrible scar for them to go through life that way. So, and we hate the fact that it was here in Hampton Roads, the Tidewater area. But anyway, that's it. It's an interesting part of rock and roll history. Thankfully, they went on to put out some of the greatest rock and roll music of all time, as far as I'm concerned. But that's it, and we'll see you for the next trivia question. Goodbye.